Hey guys, it's Ron here. The Threadripper has got the cooler removed. I got a 360 coming. That pump was bad. It was making a grinding sound, almost like when a bearing seizes. And if you notice, when I looked at it originally and I took the clear plastic off the plate, there was a little kind of greenish color to the copper. It might have been a galvanic corrosion or something, I don't know. But it started making this weird noise. Even at idle, the seat, the Threadripper was doing about 70, 68, 70 degrees. By the way, the way I pasted that, set the thermal paste, I got perfect spread. Alright, so over here in the shipping department, and there's the Enermax, that's going back. Some other stuff's going back. So I already ordered the new cooler because I didn't want to wait. And they'll credit me on that one, no big deal. That's why it's nice to deal with Newegg, Amazon, any of those companies. Instant responses. It's impressive. So tomorrow, today, Monday morning sometime, we got a 360 Enermax coming and some extra fans. So we'll install the 360, the new pump, and get this thing up and running and check her out. Finally get it done. And I thought we'd benchmark the RYZEN 7 in the PHANTEKS. Let's benchmark the results on that. It's got 16 gigs of Vengeance, only 2400 speed RAM. Got the Tai Chi X370 Tai Chi motherboard. An old, now it's old, but it's a great CPU. The RYZEN 7 1700 and an RX 580. Let's see what it does. Okay, guys, so this is the PHANTEKS. It's the RYZEN 7 Tai Chi motherboard, RX 580. I don't know if you see up on top the blue light and the little red light over there, over the graphics card. That's the M.2. It's got deep cool Captain 360 water cooling setup. It's got. I had to change the power supply. It was running fine, but I'd run a user benchmark, and get to the end, it would shut the machine down. So I had to replace the power supply. I had an old one laying around that I used. So I think she looks good. You know, I didn't do a lot of. Certainly did not do a lot of RGB or anything on here. It's a nice clean build. No cable extensions, nothing like that. So, a couple things I wanted to show you. Let me set this up. So I ran TimeSpy, got 4413 straight up, no overclocking of anything. But I want to show you something else. This system, the IN1D frame is plugged into that, what you see, I don't know if you can see it. Let me go see it. That three-way HDMI switch. It takes 3 HDMI in and 1 out. That's an automatic switcher. You can either, when it senses an input, it'll automatically switch machines, or it's got a remote control, or it's got a push button switch on top. So that machine and this machine are both on that switch. So a couple things. See that red flashing light? That's the that's the M.2. It's not an NVMe. It's just a regular SATA 3. But it's pretty quick. So what I want to do is power this down, show you how quick it starts up, and let's run some benchmarks to see how she does. Okay? Alright. Select. Yeah, so no overclocking on the RAM, no overclocking on the GPU, no overclocking on the CPU. And Ryzen Master is easy to overclock. They're great. All the Ryzens are great overclockers. I'm telling you. Alright, so let's shut this down real quick. Alright, so I'm going to shut it down. Hopefully it won't have to do an update. We'll be screwed. I got no lights on. I'm trying this with just lighting from the machine to see how they do. Alright. Now you see it switched over to the other machine automatically. Really cool. So now I'm going to hit this top switch. Let me see how I'm going to do this to show you. You have to take my word for it. I'm going to hit the top switch on the PHANTEKS. Automatically switch over. So 8 seconds after BIOS pops up, Windows loads. Ready to roll. Alright. So that machine's only got, I think I only have the one M.2 and one SSD and one 1 terabyte hard drive. I use the Western Digital Black 7200 RPM Oyster, I think they're called. Anyway, let's do Cinebench. Again, straight up out of the box, no overclocking of anything. I don't know if you can see it up here. It shows all specs of what's what. All right, let's do CPU. Uh, 1431 Cinebench score. 1431, straight out of the box, no overclocking, nothing. RYZEN 7, 8 core, 16 thread, 3 gigahertz. It probably automatically turbos up to 3.7 or so. We'll take a look and see. Alright, let's do graphics on this. Now remember, it's only an 8 gig RX 580. Still, it's a good card. It's a really good card. I like that card. Especially for the price. I think it was $255, $260 brand new Asus. No backplate, no plate, no RGB, just performance. Just fine with me, guys. This is not a special monitor. This is my old 5-channel in HDMI 1080 Sanyo Special. That's the next thing. I got to get a couple of real good 4K monitors, but I'm perfectly fine with these. Ninety point 90 and a half frames. That's pretty good. Straight up, you know, no tweaking, overclocking, nothing, just straight up, reliable. And the system's nice and quiet and ultra reliable. Now this is the one, the user bench. Check this out. This is the one when we get to the end, it would just crash and shut the machine down. That's why I changed the power supply. My fault though. I used an old Chinese not Captain. I don't know, some kind of $25 power supply I had laying around. I didn't remember what it was. But I've used them for a lot of things. They're good, but couldn't handle this one. Remember, no overclocking on the CPU, no overclocking on the GPU, no overclocking on the memory, the RAM. Nothing. Everything straight out of the box. We'll revisit these and overclock them, see how they do. I think you get another 15% out of the CPU alone. And then GPU, I don't know, and RAM. I mean, we can really... But it's not necessary. I rather have reliability and a little bit extra speed, a few frames. Shouldn't matter that much. Well, it's only 10:48 at night. Usually I'm doing this at 3, 4, 5 in the morning. But I'll be up editing, and the next project is in the servers, getting that that big disk setup with 2 SAS cables and a SAS controller. Getting that thing working. So we'll do a video on that when we get to it. I just haven't been in the mood to do that one. That's a big project. Yeah, UserBench is a pretty good program. It's easy to load. It doesn't do zip files and load all, take all day. It's an executable and it's quick to set it up. So it's performing above expectations, out of 138 or better, which is good. Processor with a brilliant single score. The CPU means business. Is the business that demolishes everyday tasks such as web browsing, office apps, and audio video playback. Additionally, it can handle typical workstation, even moderate workloads, server workloads. Finally, with a gaming score of 83.9, this is suitability for 3D games excellent. 69.7 is a good 3D score. GPU, SSD score, all that. So yeah, Ryzen 7, excellent score. They reference the 1070 as 100% as a reference for other cards. So this is 69.7%. SSD, what has it got? M.2, 120 gigs, 73. The black 75. Memory 84. And it's a good score. Nice. So let's go look at something else. What else we got? 3D Mark takes a long time. You want me to do it? Or heaven? Or supposition? Let's do 3D. You saw the Fire Strike. It was like 4,400 score. Usually using like an i7 7600 or somewhere in there, an i5, the score is usually around 2800 to 35. So let's try Fire Strike. Yeah, that's a decent frame rate for this test. It's pretty good. And again, remember, it's the RX 580, which is perfectly awesome. I put a 1030 in one of the servers, small card. I put a 1050 Ti in the other server, so either one can edit and do what you got to do. So, nice backup system. It's good to have online and host my own websites. These are all at 1080 high. It's hard to believe the summer's over, guys. It's unbelievable. It's still hot as heck, but it's done. You know, you can replace money. You can't replace time and energy. So enjoy the moment. So theoretically, the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. So you got to be in the moment. Otherwise, you're driving yourself nuts. In 1980, I got a PDP-8L 32 user setup. It's 4 racks of equipment, 4 fixed platter hard drives. You couldn't shut them down because they would float over the heads, otherwise they'd crash into the heads. 32K core, 32 users. So there you go, nice score, decent score. Let's see what it says as far as the compare. It's still hard for me to get up and down there. Oh, yeah. Fine, I got crashed out good. Yeah, CPU 16.2, graphics 13.6. Good scores. Again, straight up, no overclocking of anything. Nothing. So better than 73%. That's really excellent for straight up. Alright guys, so that'll be enough of that boredom stuff for you. We'll talk to you guys later.